Okay, LR500 iMaid review, part 3. This is to show how the LR500 returns back to its base station for charging. What I will do is I will set it off in automatic mode. Now when it runs low on battery, the idea is it does actually automatically go into it's look for base station mode before the battery runs out, so it actually has probably a good 20 minutes worth of life before it'll run out, so it has 20 minutes to try and find its charging point, and it does a pretty good job. I've kind of worked out how it does it. It does it on the same sort of principle as how you find your way out of a maze, in that it keeps going left all the time, following the wall, until eventually it finds a base station, and then it'll go and park itself. In the instructions it says basically make sure that the base station is hard up against a wall and there's a meter either side with no obstacles. Well, it will actually do it without that. There are a few rooms with in that sort of luxurious situation where you've got a power socket and you've got a meter either side and there's no obstacles. I mean, it's basically a bare room you're talking about there, really, which doesn't always happen. So what I've done is I've set it up next to a PC and a table and some wires, giving it a bit of a challenge, really. And there's a few other obstacles for it to get past. Over here you can see that there's my television, computer, and there's the base station with the little red LED light on it. So what we're going to do is, over here I've set the LR500 up. Well, we'll set it off into its cleaning mode, and then we'll let it get into its cycle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it off to do its recharge. You can press the button on the remote control and then it will go off and find its base station. So I'm going to do that manually rather than let it do automatically when it's run out of battery power. So I'll try and do it on a cycle where it's going to make it hardest for it, to give it a bit of a challenge. So I'll wait till it comes back towards me. Right, okay, I'll set it on to look for its station. It's going to find me first. Okay. Just while I'm here, you can see that it does actually generally avoid obstacles without injury, and it will just keep bumping its way round. Like I said, it tries to chase walls, so it'll bump its way round and until eventually it'll get to a point where it's saying, okay, I've got nowhere to go now. Right, so let's just let it bump its way around. As you can see there, there's about an inch to the fireplace. It won't, most of the time it won't try and mount that. Sometimes it tries to go up there, but it will actually back itself off. There's quite a clever little feature actually. When it does get really stuck, it turns the spinning motor for the outside brushes off and allows it to sort of recover, if you like, and then it will then turn the brushes back on again. Can you just see it's done that now? So the brushes are off. It had a bit of a funny moment, it's moved away, and now the brushes are started again. I think that's really, really clever. It's now found its base station. It's going to do a little fandango and moves itself off, aligns itself. Not sure what it's going to do now. It looks like it's quite strange. I think it didn't quite make it, so it decided to go around and try again. That's all part of its intelligence. It goes past the beam that it's got on front of it, aligns itself up with the beam. There's a infrared panel just on the front surface there, and it'll just line itself up with that and And there you go. As soon as it's flashing there on the alternative colour, you can see that it's charging. I think if you can see the battery indicators actually moving up there. Nice little feature actually. This has got a clock on it. I don't think I've seen any other LED anyway, big display on a robot vacuum cleaner that's got a clock like that. It's mainly used for the scheduling feature. I can sort of show you that. At the moment you can see obviously which day it is. Today is Monday. You can see there it's got a display for the UV, for the light. 3 basic functions here. So this one's the scheduling function, so you can program it up to schedule for a specific day and a certain time at that day. So one time for each of the days only, so that gives you basically 7 times a week maximum, and you can program a different time for every day if you wish to. That's not a problem. Is a little bit fiddly setting up the program. There's about 20 keystrokes for each thing, and it's not that logical, so I'm a computer programmer, so I still struggle a little bit with it. Don't throw the manual away. It's very useful in that respect. It will tell you exactly what to do, but it is a little bit fiddly. The next key there, this one is a general one, so if you chuck this thing anywhere, just press the center button there if you haven't got the remote with you, and it will go off and do an automatic clean. And this one here is if you wanted to send it back to the base station. So if I'd had it over here, for example, well, it'll do it itself now because it's in that mode. But yeah, basically if I'd pressed that key, it would have gone off there and found the base station, the charging station that is. And that's it. Okay, so that's the end of that part.